Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance Wrestling. I'm your host, Bobby Sampson, joined as always, my man with the Mr. Master Plan. Sorry, Mr. Plan. Mr. Chance, Michael's Chance. How you doing, buddy, man?
Doing pretty good yourself?
Can't complain, man. Woke up. It was really cold. There was frost on the windows.
It's getting cold. I mean, it's going to go up to 18 degrees today when the mornings are cold.
Yeah, it was like you're in the valley, so I guess the winds don't really reflect the like I'm sure it's cold, but you don't get the frost, right? Here it's
Yeah,
a bit more still in the city.
yeah.
So the frost built up this morning. It was like 3 degrees this morning. I'm like, oh my goodness. Wow, we haven't got that in a while. But hey, I'm okay with it. It's good. It's fun. It
Mm-hmm.
just kind of sets it all up. We're both Seattle bound, it looks like. You got your
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks here, and I got my Mariners hat on. So everything is right in the world right now in terms of teams.
Yeah, I know. Mariners are killing it right now.
Well,
Toronto's in big trouble. The next three games are in Seattle. So,
nobody's in trouble, man. This is what I've learned about baseball. This is what I've learned with boxing now as well, and I should know these things. We should know these things. You know
mm,
what I mean? Like nothing is written in stone, especially baseball,
it's true. But
right?
yeah, I don't think a lot of people think they're going to get swept. They're not going to get swept, but I mean, it's not looking good. They can't hit.
Well, look, I mean, if you look at the series before this,
Mm-hmm.
I know we're a wrestling show, ladies and gentlemen, but we got to talk about this a little bit. If you look at this two series before this, okay, with
Yeah.
Detroit and New York, the roles were reversed.
Mm-hmm.
Just couldn't get a hit to save their life. Obviously, they did, but
Yeah.
I mean, it was that kind of a series. It was such a tight series. Whereas the Blue Jays were just lighting up the Yankees
They
for
were big time.
just lighting them up. That just goes to show, is a week off in baseball worth it? I can understand it in football. I can
Mm-hmm.
understand it in hockey, maybe even basketball to a certain extent. But in baseball, do you need that much time? Like winning the division, winning the bye, is it worth it?
Yeah, and I think also Mariners have such better pitching than New York too, right? Jay's like, oh my god, these pitchers are so good. Jays are throwing out Max Scherzer tomorrow. He's 41 years old. The last time he pitched, he got rocked. So is he going
No,
to be
they're
really good
putting
or
out
not?
Bieber tomorrow. Tomorrow's Bieber for Toronto.
Well, they're not throwing out Scherzer. They changed that.
They're doing Scherzer for 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to go. He is a big game pitcher, but he is 41 now, right? So
Well, I mean, he did pretty good against New York until they took him out, and that's kind of where it kind of fell apart for him. Well, not for the team,
yeah,
but again, like I said, maybe this travel day might just give them what they need. That's what I'm saying. You never count anyone out in this game, right?
yeah, it's true.
At Seattle, it's a pitcher's park,
Mm-hmm.
which makes Seattle even more impressive to consider if you look at all their numbers and everything. To accomplish what they did in a pitcher's park, which is their own park, it's hard
Yeah,
to hit in there.
it
So
is. The roof will be open tomorrow too. It's going to be super sunny. So
let's hope so, man. It's
yeah,
cold and sunny. But hey, let's talk about sunny. We had a show in Australia, Crown Jewel, Australia. And you know what? This is interesting because it's one thing for the UK and Europe and stuff like that. But when they start doing it in Australia, we're not getting these shows in real time, like in our time anymore. These shows are coming on at 5 o'clock in the morning.
yeah.
I didn't wake up. I'm gonna, tell you straight up. I was at work. It was what it was over there. So, it's just one of those kind of things like, thank God for Netflix.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you
Um,
can just go back and watch it whenever, right?
exactly. But, getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting older now, bro. I just don't know if I have that same kind of. I mean, I'm still up, but I'm doing different things now at 5 o'clock in the
Mm-hmm.
morning, right? But
Yeah.
what do you think of the show?
It was all right. I mean, it was all right. A lot of people are, some people are praising the John Cena AJ match. Like it was a good match. And then the other people are saying, well, there's no story, there's no build up. Triple H just threw a match together for the sake of it, which I mean, there was no build up to it, but it was the best match in the card. I mean, you're talking about two guys in their late 40s, old men. But I thought they worked great together. They always say John Cena's got 5 moves of doom, but he proved on Saturday that he's got more moves than that if he wants to. It was a good match. I mean, I can't take anything from. No story to it. It lacks some emotion, but as far as the in-ring match, it was great.
This match didn't need a story, in my opinion. The story itself was the legacy of these two men. AJ has gone on record to say that he will be retiring in 2026.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is probably the last crown jewel for AJ.
Yeah, you never know what.
In essence, if you think about it, from the time he announced it
Mm-hmm.
if he's leaving after WrestleMania or whenever the contract is up,
Mm-hmm.
these dates are the last ones for him too.
Mm-hmm.
So the story, it didn't need a story, and what makes it even more wow, if I can use
Mm-hmm.
that word, is the fact that it stood out over all the matches that have had a story. Now, I take you back to the very first match, Roman versus Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
Okay, right guy won. I have no problem
For
with
sure.
that. That
Absolutely.
shows that shows that Roman understands the business and he gets it. Like in order
Or he
to
had no choice either way, but the white guy won. Yeah.
no, the right guy won, but Roman could have said no if he wanted to. He has that power. He's that
Mm-hmm.
level now, right? Like, I mean, guys before him who had that level could call their shots. Roman, Seth, Punk,
Yeah.
um, um, Brock. These are the guys currently in the company. Cena, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
are the probably the 4 to 5 guys in the company that can call their shot if they wanted to, right?
Yeah.
But they did the right thing here, and this shows that Roman understands. In my opinion, it just shows that Roman understands the future of it, right?
Yeah.
The right guy went over, but for a street fight, that was weak. In
Yeah.
my opinion, I thought it was a really, it was the probably it was a good match, but it was probably the lowest quality match in my opinion on this card. Just for well, okay, no, second to lowest. I'll give second to lowest. I'll save the lowest one for later here, but I just felt that it's a street fight. You got two behemoths in there.
Mm-hmm.
I expected more. That's all I'm saying. I'm not.
Maybe Bronson Reed is he looks tough and he moves great for a big man. But
Now we saw the man jump off a cage at Survivor
I know, but
Series.
maybe he's not tough. Maybe he isn't tough. Yes, he can do great acrobatics, and for his size, he's tough. But when you saw Bam Bam and Vader, you knew these guys are really legit tough. This guy, I'm not saying he is or he isn't, but if you don't know who he was, you just watch that street fight, you think he's wimpy. Right?
Yeah.
He doesn't look wimpy, but that doesn't mean he's a tough guy. I don't know what happened that street fight. They flubbed that one big.
Well, it was what it was. I get it, but I just expected more. Like okay, more into the ring, more into the crowd, more into the stands a little bit, right? Like we've seen Roman and Kevin Owens put on amazing street fights.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really go into the crowd. They didn't really do anything. They kind of kept it. What was that match a couple weeks ago where they had a bunch of barrels? Was that
I
AEW?
don't know.
I can Oh no, that was AEW.
It's AEW that does
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But what I'm saying is just like, just give us a bit more. Like, to start off the show, you want to get it off with the bang. It helps that you're in a place that, like you always say, I quote you on this,
Mm-hmm.
a place that doesn't get a show all the time.
Yeah, they're hot for it.
They're hot for it. So even if it's shit, they're still gonna love it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's unfortunate for us. And I've said this to Professor Bear. I've said this to a bunch of people that we've talked to on different shows. We're jaded. We're jaded as fans, you and I, especially when it comes to boxing and wrestling, we
Mm-hmm.
see details that other people don't see.
Yeah.
You learning the art of training,
Mm-hmm.
see a bit more than I don't even see now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's just
Yeah.
we pinpoint on these things. Now,
Speaking of John Cena being a company man, I don't know where he said in an interview, but I don't know if you saw it. He said that heel run that he did was horrible, that he dropped the ball on that. But you know what? He's such a good guy. He's not going to sit there and say, actually, Triple H, actually, Paul Heyman, Bruce Pritchard, Nick Khan, they all dropped the ball. They couldn't write for me, but he said, I dropped the ball on that. And that's how good of a guy he is, because we all know it wasn't you. His promos were actually very good. The storyline they had for him, they all flubbed it. And I'm surprised he said that. So
John Cena, this is what John Cena is. And this is why I think a lot of people need to respect him more from the very beginning of his career.
Yep.
He has always held his head high. He has always made himself accountable. Okay, because at the end of the day, you and I can get a script.
Mm-hmm.
It's how we deliver that script.
Yeah.
Is what, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you can be a trainer.
Mm-hmm.
You can train a bunch of dudes, but at the end of the day, it's what they do.
Yeah, if they don't follow the plan, yeah.
They don't follow the plan. Even if they, but still, they still have to execute.
Yeah.
Okay? They have to make changes to the plan on the fly. Long story short, Cena's always held himself accountable since day one.
Yeah.
Okay. He could have said, "Oh yeah, they kind of messed me over with ruthless aggression, this and that." No, he said, "I didn't pull it off the way I could have."
Yeah.
He's always owned his stuff, man. And this is what we always say to people at the end of our
Yeah.
shows.
Mm.
Own your stuff, because if you keep blaming everyone else for your shit, you won't be successful.
Yeah. He just said, I dropped the ball, guys. That flug does it. They didn't finger point, nothing.
No, and that's it, right? And I have no problem with that, and that's typical John Cena. He
Yeah.
probably knows that The Rock dropped the ball. He probably
It
knows,
started with The Rock, screwed him over big time. Yeah.
right? He did.
Mm-hmm.
He truly did. Okay, I hate to say it. Maybe it's revenge for those.
I was gonna say, I know Rock says Cena's one of his favorites. They're good buddies, but for Rock to do that, it's almost like Rock was getting jealous and he wanted to up one up. I don't know. It's really weird. Weird stuff.
I think it's just commitments. I think that Travis Scott guy, because him and The Rock, Travis Scott had a huge falling out after this too.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? We will never know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We won't. Worst match on the card. What do you think it was? Or can you read my mind?
Seth
No,
and Cody
no, I wouldn't even say that. I thought that was a good match.
wasn't bad. I
But
don't know. Who do you think? Io Sky?
no, dude, I'm thinking the other female match, unfortunately, the other Crown Jewel match.
You didn't like it?
I'll be honest, it just, again, Tiffany needs more seasoning.
Yeah, she needs some work.
I hate to say that. I really do. I think she's really fun in the ring. I
Mm-hmm.
love the way they've kind of built her up and
Yeah,
they've done everything. But there was this one point in the match where I think they called it home, where Tiffany hit her knees hard.
yeah, oh yeah,
It's just the way she came off the ropes, and they kind of wrapped it. They called in the show right there and then. If you look at the referee when he steps back into the corner, he's talking to Triple H or whoever in the back,
oh yeah,
right? Is she okay? Or her knees okay? We have to take the preventive action here because she is the champion. So they rolled it up. I think Stephanie was still going to win, but I think, I don't know. It just didn't look exciting. I
it
wasn't
didn't go as
excited.
planned.
Huh?
I don't know what happened. They're like, this is the thing. There's no house shows. They're not practicing. They're not
Well,
able to
dude,
work
we're
the team
talking
so
about this.
especially with these people. And now we're seeing it. It's like,
Well, this is what I'm saying. And this is another example of why the house shows are important. I mean, the stuff that these guys got to do on that, they got to be themselves.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There were no, like, yeah, they were following their formulas and stuff, but they could practice and they're not getting those reps in anymore.
Nope.
And I mean, if once you get to the main roster, how many of those guys are actually going to the performance center to practice?
I know, and it's not the same. The point that you're not in front of a live crowd. It's not the same feel. Like it is practice, but it's not the same.
No, I
And
get it. The
some of those
important,
house shows, they put on some pretty good fun house shows. Sometimes they were pretty good.
I tell you what, man. I
I
mean,
enjoyed them.
house shows are essential parts of the big business here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is where, God, I feel like I'm skipping record here because we keep saying the same thing over and over again about this.
Because they keep doing the same stupid thing. If we didn't have, we wouldn't say it. But it's like you saw the Tiffany match. Why house shows are important. She should be out working that circuit and improving.
You can see who the indie guys and girls are
mm-hmm.
and who are the manufactured stars are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the indie people have enough reps under their belt because they worked in bingo halls, in armories,
yeah,
in supermarket parking lots.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They grinded, they put that time in. Where these manufactured stars, and I hate to call them that because but what are they? They are manufactured stars, right?
Yeah.
When you're recruiting at universities and picking up track stars and soccer players who pardon me, example, Sol Ruka,
mm-hmm.
current, speed champion, current women's NXT North American champion.
Yeah.
Never watched a lick of wrestling in her life until she was recruited.
I know. That makes it tough.
But she has the skill set because she's acrobatic, she's skillful, and blah, blah, blah.
Brock Lesnar did it, but yeah, it's very few that can do it. You got to be super athletic. He didn't grow up watching. Like Lesnar never saw wrestling in his life.
Yeah, but Wrestler, Kurt Angle, those kind of guys that came in without the indie background
mm-hmm.
still got the training because of the house shows.
Yeah.
Right? So this is just another example of it. Look, Stephanie winning, she's probably the winningest champion in WWE, at least on the women's side. Look at her year, man. NXT champion, NXT North American champion, Crown Jewel champion, WWE women's champion.
Yeah, they're really getting behind her.
Dude, she's the real deal, man. She truly is the real deal. I mean, if you want to put it this way, she is the Mercedes Moné of the WWE in a way.
Yeah. I
but
was just
she's
about to say
racking
that
up
actually.
all their titles, right? Like she's done before she even came in. She was like carrying 4 or 5 straps.
Yeah, she's
Like
doing well.
the girl is legit. Like if you look at, I personally thought it was going to be Julia.
To be the
That
next
would have.
big one.
I thought Julia was going to be in the position that Stephanie is in right now. That
Yep,
was
yep.
what I thought when the two of them came together. I didn't picture Stephanie to be where she is and where Julia is.
Yeah.
But that being said, if you look at what Julia is doing right now, she's great at where she is.
Yeah, she's doing all right.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
they got everything's behind Stephanie now, so let's see how well she can keep carrying on.
well, I think the next step is here to have AJ or someone pick up the belt off of Becky,
Yeah.
put her in a program with Becky.
Yeah. Get her up there. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to elevate her, and you know what? In my opinion, I think Becky right now, if Bailey's the locker room leader for the girls, then Becky is that girl that you want to be in the ring with to elevate your game.
I think it's almost time to wrap Bailey up here. She's been out there a long time. She's been around 10 years now.
Well, they've all been there 10 years. So
It's
you
getting
look at,
tired. Like eventually, like in wrestling, you have a shelf life of like when you're really
yeah,
hot. Eventually, you kind
I,
of got
I
to fade these
think, I
guys out.
think, I think Bailey's coming full circle. I really do. She is coming full circle with her career and whatnot, and she's kind of working with Lyra, which is great because
Mm-hmm.
Lyra needs that too.
Oh
I
yeah,
think I think I think Tiffany needs someone like that with her
mm-hmm.
to kind of help her. And against nothing against Tiffany, they just threw her to the fire and she's done a great job.
Yeah,
But you can see the levels here. Like there are levels to this. There truly, truly is. As choreographed or whatever you want to call it, there are truly levels to this game. All right, let's move on to Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. I had no problem with it. I loved Seth's gear. Did you recognize anything there?
no, what was he wearing? Stood
It
out.
was a combination of the last 3 fights he had against Cody.
Oh, I see. Okay, I didn't
So
notice
if
that.
you look at his tights, it's pieces of all 3 fights that he had that he combined into this gear. You had
Oh,
the polka dots, he had the tigers, and he had the WrestleMania boots that he had.
I see what he did. Okay, that's
So
creative. That's good.
right, so it was really good. Him coming out, the storyline there, very simply, I have to do this on my own. If I don't win this, what is division for? Blah blah blah. Right, that was the
Yeah,
storyline here. You almost felt that Seth had to win.
yeah. You knew it. Yeah, it was pretty obvious.
Right, it was pretty obvious, but the match was good.
Yeah, it
Now,
was.
there was one spot in this match. Seth did it coast to coast,
Mm-hmm.
landed hard, landed funny, messed up his shoulder.
Yeah, they're saying he's legit this time, but he's hurt.
But this is the thing. What do we believe? You know what I mean? Before we go any further here, how do we believe this is a legit injury now? Like, I mean, because the work spot was a shoot, the
Could
shoot
be.
was a
But the
work.
last time his knee injury was legit. It just wasn't as bad as he thought it was going to be. It wasn't actually hurt his knee. The doctor said you don't need surgery. It's okay. But
Yeah.
they weren't sure. So I believe there's something to it for sure.
I mean, there probably is, but it just kind of like has all of us second guessing. Okay, is this another work? Is this another blah blah
Mm-hmm.
blah? But I had no problem with the match. I thought it was good. I thought
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
these guys worked really well together. They put on a great match. The storytelling was there. You could see it, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what I loved. They carried their faces, told the story. The move
Yeah.
told the story. I mean, you want to look at two guys who know what they're doing in the ring. It was these two guys,
Yeah, they know their stuff.
right? And it was great. I had no problem with it at all. Right guy won, and it doesn't hurt Cody,
Nope.
right?
No, it doesn't matter for him now.
Right? Like if anything, now we're looking, okay, where's Cody go next? Right?
Well, thanks for segueing this because I have these notes up right here. They need to. So I gotta read these out. So these are the notes. These are the ratings of the last show SmackDown did. They did 1,030,000 people. That's down 17% from the week before, and prior to that, 25% down. This overall in the last 3 months, around 34% of their viewers. This SmackDown, if the trend continues, this Friday coming up, will be under 1 million viewers. The
Okay.
last 5 SmackDowns have been the 5 lowest SmackDowns in history. Road Dogg is head of creative. They're firing a bunch of creative people. But here's the thing. If Road Dogg is head of creative and he's responsible, and Triple H and Paul Heyman and all these guys are responsible for the 5 worst SmackDowns rating wise ever in history. Road Dogg's got to go. Road Dogg is, if he's the one calling the shots on SmackDown, he has made SmackDown the most unwatchable wrestling show right now. It is absolutely horrible. And it's not me saying that. It's the people tuning this out. They got to do something with it. Maybe Cody Rhodes isn't the big star like they think he is, because he's not drawing the ratings over to SmackDown. I don't know what they got to do, but they got to do something, because if it goes under 1 million views, that's horrible. You got to remember, in 1999, I checked it. SmackDown did 5 million, Raw 8.1 million. We've lost 7 million people. That's a lot of people turning this show out.
Okay, so
Road Dogg is not creative.
No. Okay, I'm gonna go from this angle. Number one, I'm gonna research this, and I ask you to, because you're my ratings guy. You seem to be more about the ratings in North America.
Yeah, that's okay. That's the measurement.
No, and I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
But what I need you to do, and I'm going to do it on my part, and we'll come back next week. We need to understand the new Nielsen system.
Yeah, so actually, thanks for saying that. The Nielsen system is actually, it's a good thing. It's actually more accurate. Before, it wasn't as accurate. So what it is, and AEW's numbers went down a little bit, but not the percentage of SmackDown. So actually, the new Nielsen system is actually more pinpoint accurate than it was before.
Okay, but that's fine. We're saying that. Yeah, that's great. But let's take it upon ourselves, if we can, for next week, to kind of both kind of research it a bit.
I already did it all this morning, because once you said to me yesterday, I looked in the Nielsen system. They did change their system. It's more accurate.
Okay, I appreciate that. But what makes it more accurate? Let's try to get that to the viewers next week, because I don't know what it is myself personally, unless you have that information right now.
Yeah, it's right here. Yeah, they're just using a different.
What are they doing? What are they doing to calculate? How are they? Yeah. So what are they doing? Are they tracking streaming services now? Are they tracking how people are consuming it? Like, are they DVRing
They call it Nielsen's new big data and panel system.
Okay.
So it's not just wrestling. So the wrestling went down in SmackDown, but other shows have went up in numbers. So they're just tracking it more accurately. So maybe, if they didn't have the new system, SmackDown might have got 1.1 million. It's only within a few thousand, but it's just a little more accurate.
I'm going to take you back 4 years, maybe 3 years, 4 years, maybe 4 years. Let's go back to 2021. When Raw's always been the flagship. I get it.
Yeah.
They put all their resources into Raw. I get it. Okay. I'm not talking about the product or anything. I'm just talking about the back, how they think and what I've seen. SmackDown has always been considered the secondary for the longest time.
Yeah.
The B show. Okay. From when it came out in 1997, 98, whenever it debuted. Okay. It was the B show.
Yeah.
All right. But there was a moment in time where it was the A show when it went to Fox. And Raw was still on Monday night or on USA.
Yeah.
If you look at those 2 years, those 3 years that it was there, it was the number one show. Everyone tuned into SmackDown over Raw. The ratings were, and it just shows me that they can do a balance if they want to.
But that's the old regime. These are new boys in town now.
Once it moved over to Netflix and they moved them back over to USA onto cable, right? You saw them do that again. They're not putting the resources into SmackDown.
I don't even know if it's the resources, dude. It's the way they booked the show. Like, who puts Road Dogg in charge of creative besides his best buddy? He does not deserve being creative.
Hey, I'm not.
My thing is we saw what Paul Heyman did at ECCW, went belly up. So why is he in charge of anything? Okay, Triple H and Shawn Michaels, amazing workers. They'd be good agents. They're good agents. Sure, put them as agents. They are not creative. They can't run the show. We're seeing it. Triple H's Raws and SmackDowns, the numbers are going like this. They're making more money because of the ticket sales. Yeah, so they'll tell you we made more money. That's great. But nobody's watching it, guys.
I get it. And I can't argue it anymore because I don't have anything to say. I just watch. And I make the best of what they give me.
So I don't know why Ari Emanuel and Shapiro, super smart business guys. They're business geniuses. All they have to do is look at the spreadsheet and say, "Wait a minute, we're losing numbers every week." So bring in some new people, guys.
I'm going to cut you off right there because what you just said is exactly right. They're amazing business people.
Yeah,
but they're not wrestling guys.
I know, but I think they thought that, okay, we got the wrestling,
Yeah,
like we
but
got
they
Shawn
thought,
Michaels in place, but they're not wrestling guys as far as writing a show goes.
yeah, this
Shawn
is
Michaels
it
can
to
book his
me.
own match against Taker and be creative, but Shawn Michaels can't book a whole good show. We just turn on the show and watch it, you'll see it. It doesn't. They're good agents, but they're not head of
No,
writing.
and until things change a bit more, I don't think we're gonna keep going on like this.
But if SmackDown goes under 1 million this Friday, that's a big time catastrophe, and there's going to be some
Well,
heads rolling real quick. I hope it
dude,
doesn't, but
maybe that's what
on
it
track.
is. Maybe that's what has to happen, right? Maybe that needs to happen here because I mean the reality of it is like we can keep saying what we want. I can go blue in the face
Mm-hmm.
defending everything you say,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not disagreeing with you in any way, man. I can't. It is what it is. Though
Yeah,
you're right, numbers don't lie.
yeah.
But I'm looking at it from a different perspective of, this is this and this is that. There's so many elements to this, man. You're looking at it from the ratings element. I'm looking at as an overall evolution. Like we can go back and forth
But
from all
we
the
can
different
call it
angles
evolution
here.
all you want. This is evolution. This is getting worse because the numbers they just lost 34% of the audience in a month.
Hey, dude, you can say the same about the
Even
NBA.
yeah. I say it every show. NBA and WWE are exactly the same. And what the problem is with both of these products is Adam Silver's in charge, David Stern's gone.
Yeah,
Ari Emanuel's in charge, Vince McMahon's gone.
I
That's a
get it.
problem right there.
I
And
get
so
it.
what they're doing now in NBA is they went really woke. They let the players do what they want. They flop, they whine, they cry. We turn it off. What does WWE do? These guys are crying in the ring. They're crying in the press conferences. The best thing about wrestling is when it's the most realistic as possible. When we're seeing, Pete Dunnes and guys like this beating up big guys, the average guy looks at that next.
Yeah,
Until
but
they
dude,
understand that
if
realism
we
is
if
part
I
of
may,
wrestling, they're going to lose the ratings.
if I may though, every
Mm.
indie show
Yeah,
I've ever been to, 90% of those guys look like they should be gardening in my house.
absolutely. 100%.
I'm
Totally.
just saying,
No,
it
you're
goes
right.
across the board, right? Like even here in Vancouver, with all due respect to the guys that we sponsor and
Yeah, yeah.
come and
No, I
see,
totally agree with that. There's about three or four that are
night
pretty big.
outside of maybe two or three guys on that roster, the rest of
But
them
yeah,
are,
they're in
are
terrible shape. But that doesn't count as much because they have regular full time jobs. When you're in the pros, your job is to be in shape. You live this part. These guys are like construction guys. They're short order cooks. So I understand that a little bit.
yeah.
But when you're
But
up
if
in
you're
the
trying to
pros,
elevate yourself, though, that's something. Now, okay, speaking of plumbers and stuff like that, Sammy, he's
mm,
doing a great job on SmackDown with that US title.
but is he
He
though?
is.
Nobody's watching. He's turning them
But
off.
what can you do though? He can only look. They can only do what they're supposed to do,
Yeah, I'm not
right?
blaming Sammy, but I'm saying you're putting, and I'm just blaming Sammy, but you're putting these guys in spots where, you have to relate to the regular guy and the regular woman. And when you're trying to make me believe that a guy that looks like a piece of crap, like he looks like he's pale, he's hairy, he looks greasy, and you want me to believe he's entertaining, but he's a tough guy.
Well,
It's
look,
just
I
not,
tell you what,
people
they've
shut
been
it
on the
off.
road. SmackDown's been out of the country for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Let's let's see what happens this week. I don't know. Let's see.
I hope it doesn't go below 1 million.
Well, I don't think it will. I think now that
We're only 30 viewers away
dude, I
from
think I
it.
think now with the weather change and everyone being more indoors now, maybe things will change. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know. It's a tough call. It really
It'll be
truly is,
close. It'll
man.
be close.
All right. Io Sky and Rhea Ripley versus the Kabuki Warriors. Dude, I'm telling you, Asuka is doing some of her best work right now.
Mm-hmm. She's working hard.
She is hot. Like I'm not saying physically or anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, she's attractive. Don't get me wrong. I'm just put my foot in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
But she is hot in terms of what she's putting out right now. I
Doing
love
good.
that character. That centipede paint like that she has. Like, oh, it's eerie, right? But the real story here is Kari.
What do you mean?
What do I mean?
Mm.
You have the turn. You have the story of EO. That confliction's over.
Yeah.
She's with Rhea now. Okay, that's cemented. The real story here now, in my opinion, is watching how Kari navigates this landscape with Asuka.
Yeah.
Like if you saw Raw last night, she got slapped in the face by Asuka.
Yeah, I saw that.
Right? Just little details, and she's still coming on strong for her.
Yeah.
She's still attacking, even at the end of Raw last night with Io or with Rhea Ripley about to demolish Asuka. You just got slapped by this girl. Why would you come to her aid? But she's still there.
Yeah.
right? Like, what's it gonna take? You just got slapped across the face. That bump on her forehead is legit. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
paint. It wasn't makeup. It
Yeah, it
was a
looks legit.
legit
Yeah,
goose egg, right?
that's good.
And
Helps with the story, right?
dude, probably one of the I'm enjoying that story a lot. It helps a lot that Kyrie, that Io and Rhea are involved as well because they're two of my favorite female wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
And I've enjoyed these girls before they even came up to the main roster. So I've
Yeah, you've been
always been
talking about him for a while.
I've been a huge fan of these two girls, and I love how they work together. I love everything about them. I mean, I know at this point my wife turns off the podcast. They're my hall pass. If we were to come up with a laminated card of 5 names in the wrestling world that are hall passes,
Those are
those
two
two
of
are
them.
one and two,
That's hilarious.
right? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that's like if I had a childhood crush, it would be on one of those girls.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know why. I just can't explain it. I think Rhea Ripley just represents Iron Maiden and all the heavy metal that I love.
yeah,
And Io is just that girl you want to take home. you know, with that smile that she has. Like she's just
yeah,
so sweet. And I'm not even thinking anything dirty. They're just I don't know, they're beacons to me. I don't know why. I can't explain it.
yeah.
But Kari saying, man, this is the story here. I love to see where they go with this, how they elevate this,
Mm-hmm.
because when that payoff comes off, that Kari Oscar match is going to be huge if they do this right.
It could be.
And
There
they seem to
could
be
pay
doing
off.
it right on Raw. Whoever's in charge of creative over there, who's ever in charge of writing these stories that we're
Mm-hmm.
seeing there, are really interesting.
Yeah,
Now, in terms of storylines, one storyline that I'm not too keen on, unless they kind of figure this out, are the Usos and Roman. What are we seeing there again?
I don't know why we need to go down that road again. Let's be
Like,
done with
it's
that.
really interesting. But okay, before anything else,
Mm-hmm.
the end of Raw last night. Do you think this has to do with the shoulder injury or not? But Braun Breaker destroyed Seth Rollins,
No, I think
destroying the vision completely.
no. I just think they trying to get a pop, trying to get some viral moments, shake the show up a little bit. I think they feel that that vision thing was kind of going flat a little bit. So I think
Well,
why
it,
spark
it
it up?
went flat at the fact that they separated, right?
Yeah,
Like,
so
I
it's
mean,
like,
they all
and
became their own
they want
entities.
to they want to elevate Braun up. They're gonna like, you know what, we gotta create some new stars here. Braun's kind of fell in the background a little bit, so
I'm
why
gonna
not
throw
clear
this out
Seth
to you.
and let's do it. I like it.
I'm gonna throw this out to you. Just Lesnar become the new leader of this faction now, because I mean it almost feels like they were kind of building up to that, which is going to make war games kind of interesting, because right now war games looks completely discombobulated. You basically got those two guys for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to have? Are you going to have a faction of guys that Heyman
You could
turned?
throw. I don't know if Brock will join the division, but you can throw Brock on that team.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think
I
he'll
could
be a
see
part
that.
of that. I think Brock comes back. This is where Lesnar comes back now
Yeah,
as a part of the vision, saying, hey, I got rid of everything. Like, if you think about it, the way they got rid of Seth was very similar to how the Judgment Day got rid of Edge,
yeah,
you know? So let's see where this goes. If this injury is legit, they're flying back now from
yeah.
Perth. He's going to go down, get it all checked out, see what's what. But if it's a legit injury,
Mm-hmm.
this is an interesting swerve, right? This
No,
is what SmackDown needs. You want to get the ratings up, you turn Cody now.
yeah, well, Cody, like I've always said, he's a bit of a jerk off the camera. If you watch his reality show, he's got a little bit of, he's kind of jerky, dresses like a
Yeah.
heel.
No, you turn Cody. If ratings are such a big issue, I should have said this when we were talking about it.
Mm,
If ratings are that big of an issue right now, if
yeah.
this is what's happening, you turn Cody this week.
You know what, dude? If I'm Ari Emanuel, I call up Triple H right now. I say, I'm calling up your brother in law. I'm going to offer Shane a 3-month contract. We're going to do a real life story here. How you marry the boss's daughter and you're in charge and you shouldn't be in charge.
Hey,
We're going to
no,
bring
no,
realism here.
I'm
And I
hearing
trust me, if that
rumblings.
happens, the ratings will go right up.
I'm hearing rumblings that Shano might come back.
But I hope he comes back and they have a feud because that's what people want to see. You can tell there's tension there.
No, for sure, it probably is, man. But like I said, this is what
Make
I'm
it,
never,
but like
never say
all the
never.
best stories you've ever had in wrestling, there is some realism to them, right? And there's a little real story there, so they can make some big money off. They don't even have to fight; they can just kick each other and punch each other a few times.
Yeah, no,
And one more thing, while
100%.
we're talking about division, Paul Heyman, it came out on the Vince Russo show. He brought it up. Has threatened and sent cease and desist letters to Vince Russo because he's offended by I can't even say it, dude, because Vince calls him pale and like a penguin and a walrus and stuff, and his feelings are so hurt that he has to threaten to sue him for defamation. It's just an opinion, Paul. Like, come on, grow up, man. You're a grown man.
I mean,
So bad. I can't stand that guy. His
look,
stick is growing so tired. So
we live in a woke world. We live in a soft world. Okay.
Yeah.
I had this conversation a few days ago on the phone with a friend of mine about this, and
Yeah.
obviously I got about a few years on you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And a lot changes in a few years.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when I was a little kid, when I was legit little kid,
Yeah.
okay, in the 80s, yes, I'm that old. Um, in the 80s and whatnot, as a child, I could tell when someone meant something
Mm-hmm.
and when someone didn't mean something.
Yeah.
Okay. We grew up at a time, brother,
Yeah.
being a man of color,
Mm-hmm.
people with loose tongues would say derogatory comments all the time to us.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Okay. And parents did it too. They did it in front of their parents.
Mm-hmm.
And it was accepted because that was the norm. That was the way culture worked.
Yeah.
Okay. If you and I were friends in the 80s
Mm-hmm.
and you came up to me, and I'm going to say it because I can, if you call me a Punjab or a Hindu or curry breath or whatever,
Yeah.
I could tell if you meant it or if
You're
you were
joking.
saying it in a friendly way, like, hey, you Hindu,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Opposed to, hey, you Hindu. You know what
You
I
know
mean?
what's funny is I hear brown guys call each other that all the time, like black guys call each other the N word. You notice
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. And I don't do that because I don't subscribe to it, right?
But
Because
I
I
heard
mean,
I was watching
no,
baseball
no, no. And
yesterday
I
and I
get
heard
it.
it 100 times.
Hey, dude, I get it. And I've been in situations where I'm standing there. Hey, have you seen that group of Hindus? I'm like, no, I the only Hindu I see is standing in front of me.
It's
They
funny
don't
because
like
all
it.
these guys are actually they're Sikhs, not even actual Hindus. They're Sikhs.
Exactly. And that's the worst thing. You want to look at a Hindu right here.
Yeah. But these guys are Sikhs that are saying it.
But I mean, okay, we were not going to get political or not,
But I know what you mean
but
though.
you
It
know
was
what I'm
yeah.
saying.
That it was more the norm, yeah.
Best story I can give you is when I was a young boy, I was 8 or 10, and my dad and I went into a machine shop owned
Yeah.
by Italians.
Yeah.
Okay. My dad had a manufacturing business at the time. We had to get a machine fixed. These
Mm-hmm.
guys were the best workers at that time.
Yeah.
Okay. My dad walks into the store. Guy looks up. He goes, hey, fucking Hindu. How you doing, buddy? Right?
Yeah.
My dad looks at him. Well, what's going on to you, Italian wop bastard? Blah, blah, blah. Back and forth. I I got my fist ready.
Yeah.
Thinking, shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Something's going to go down.
Mm-hmm.
They get closer to each other and then they hug.
Yeah. Just
Right.
laughing, having fun, yeah.
And having fun because that was a different time. Now, people are offended if you pick blue M&Ms over red M&Ms.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how can you do that? Oh, this is so wrong. You hurt my feelings. That's what we live in. So for Paul Heyman, to wrap this up, for Paul Heyman
I was shocked.
to have him, a man who comes from our generation, if not beyond that, a
Yeah,
little bit
he's got
further.
10 years on you, yeah.
Come on, man.
I
Come
guess
on.
Vince Russo's, I guess he's getting under his skin. I guess he pays attention to what Vince is saying. It's like, dude, it's just an opinion. You don't have to like the guy, but you threaten to sue him because he called you a walrus. Come on, man.
Yeah. Okay. So look, we've gone on nauseum here. We've talked a lot about
Yep.
different things here, but I tell you what, we do have AEW coming up this weekend as well. Okay. We have Wrestle Dream coming up this weekend on the
Mm-hmm.
18th. This is the third installment of the show. Now, normally at this point, we would preview the card and give our predictions.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna be honest with you, brother man. I want to see what happens on Dynamite this Wednesday
Mm-hmm.
because we still have a full show. And I noticed that a lot of times at recording, we don't have the full list or the full complement of
Yeah,
everything.
because we're doing this before Dynamite.
Right. So what we're gonna do is, if it's okay with you, we're gonna come out with a quick show, a quick hit
Mm-hmm.
Friday, early Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Breaking down this card. For what we know right now, we got Hangman Page going against Samoa Joe. The story here is Samoa Joe is saying if it wasn't for the Ops, his group,
Yeah.
Hangman wouldn't be champion. All right, so we'll get into that a little bit. Chris Statlander is defending against Tony Storm in her return match.
Yep.
Her rematch, Tony's. We got that, and I quit match. A lot of these are, we could talk about them. Moxley, Darby Allin. in a night
Thanks for thinking of Darby Allin. He was on Ariel Helwani
Ariel Helwani. Yeah.
calling CM Punk a cancer. He's out of the
No,
locker room.
no, no, he didn't. He didn't.
He didn't mention his name, but who
No,
I
no, no,
assume
but
that's
he
he's talking
clarified it
about.
because Ariel, I'll give him credit. He said, "Are you referring to Punk?"
What do you say?
I have to bring it up here. Give me a
Well, I
second.
don't think he's going to admit it, but who else would he be referring to?
The way he said it is other talent and stuff, and which makes sense to a certain
Could be, but
extent.
I think it's for Punk. We don't know, but
Well,
he,
dude,
he
look,
kind of left a subliminal out there, right?
there were other big names there as well, blah, 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 who didn't want to lose. And with CM Punk, it wasn't about winning and losing with him, he said. It was the other stuff
Well,
surrounding,
that's what I mean. I think he's.
right?
I think I'm pretty positive he's meeting CM Punk.
Maybe it was, but he's saying it wasn't. So I'm just going to go with what he
Yeah,
said, right? And we'll go from there. But look, AEW, it's a good card. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of matches there. So what
yeah,
we'll probably
always.
do is we'll come back on a Friday for you guys and give you our predictions and our rundown. So we'll leave it at that, brother man. Anything else you want to add to today's show, man? It was
No, I think we got it all. Got it
all
all in.
right. Awesome, awesome. All right, guys, listen. Wrestle Dream this weekend. So make sure to come back and join us on Friday, Saturday when we break it down for you guys and give you our predictions on the show. Other than that, man, I think this is it. My name is Bobby Sampson. He's Mr. Chance Michaels.
In the words of the great ACDC, those that download, like, subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you. And I leave everyone with this question. What of the vision? Where does this go? I'm kind of curious to see how this builds up. Survivor Series is the next big show in San Diego. So we have time now in between that. We basically got a month to build this up. Right now, I have no idea what that Survivor Series match is going to look like.
No idea either.
Right. And this is kind of nice because normally by now, like last year for the Vancouver Survivor Series, we knew it was going to be the old bloodline versus the new bloodline.
Yeah.
How things have changed in a year where that new bloodline, the MFTs, where they are now.
Wrestling changes quick. It goes quick.
They're doing good though, man. I mean, they're doing their thing. They've separated. If anyone has done a great job of removing himself from that, it's Solo. I don't think we give the guy enough credit.
He must be in the doghouse because he was riding high for a bit and they kind of knocked him down a little bit.
They started that thing with the Wyatt Six.
Back up again, yeah.
It's up. They at the end of SmackDown, and this was a good moment. And this is the sad part that people didn't see it. Some of the stuff that they're putting out there is actually not that bad. That showdown between the Wyatt Sick and the MFTs, they came out in the face paint too.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool.
I think it's a lack of big stars on SmackDown. We got to get a couple stars out there to get people to tune in.
This is what they do. They front loaded Raw, and they took everything from SmackDown and front loaded Raw. That's what they did. All right, guys, that's it. I don't have anything else that we need to talk about. I think we've covered all the details of the week, everything in between. I guess we'll just wait to see what SmackDown does this weekend. If the ratings go up, we'll find out. New writers are coming in. I'm going to study the Nielsen system a little bit more myself to understand it better. So with that being said, I'm Bobby Sampson. He's Mr. Chance Michaels.
And in the words of the great ACDC, those that download, like, and subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you. And guys and girls, like I said before, as we referenced John Cena, be accountable for your own actions, ladies and gentlemen. Even if you're wrong, be accountable for your part. Don't ever not fight for what you believe is right. That's what I'm saying here. Yeah. But be accountable when you are wrong. And be accountable for your own actions, because at the end of the day, your own actions dictate where your life is going to go.
Yeah.
Very simply put, just keep working hard, believe in yourself, the fruits will come. An apple tree does not give fruit in the first 5 years that it's growing. Yeah. It takes time. Quality takes time. Good things take time. If things didn't take time, then this world would be flooded with diamonds. Samp&Chance are out.